Welcome back to a professional match of StarCraft 2. Today it's time for the grand finals of the ESL Open Cup number 75 Europe. And because of that, spawning here in the bottom right hand corner of Blackburn, we have, of course, none other than HeroMarine. HeroMarine at this point, as I've said many times before, he has won dozens of them. He signs up for these consistently and he always does very well. Now, this is, by the way, game number 1 in a best of 5 series. I hope we're going to be in for a treat because this time around, his opponent is not Clem. It's not Showtime. It's not even Raynor. I believe I casted Raynor here recently. It's gonna be none other than Elazer. Elazer is one of those players who I don't cast nearly as often as I probably should because he's actually really, really good. In the European scene, I mean, making a name for yourself as a Zerg player is kind of tough. Especially because there's guys like, for example, Serral and Raynor that are doing really well and they're stealing most of the spotlight. But there's no denying that Elazer is ridiculously good, okay? I remember he won a WCS Valencia back in the day. He also actually, there was this incredible run that he had at the GSL versus the World. I want to say that's in 2020, but it's probably before that because my timeline is all out of whack. Maybe it was like 2019, but anyways, I remember he had this incredible run. Eventually, he got stopped in the grand finals by Serral, but I believe he took out Dark along the way, and I think it was a Korean Protoss player as well. I'm not entirely sure. Anyways, Elazer has his moments where he looks ridiculously good, and yeah, I'm excited to find out exactly how he's gonna go up against someone of the caliber of HeroMarine. HeroMarine in his own right, maybe a little bit overshadowed right now as well by Clem. I mean, he plays against Clem regularly. Clem probably wins like 7 out of 10 times, but yeah, there's no denying that both of these guys are really good, and I hope we're going to be in for a treat. Now, full transparency, I follow both of these guys on Twitter, and because of that, I did already get spoiled for the result of this particular tournament. Yeah, I don't want to share it with you right now, but just so you know, I already know at this point, but I haven't seen any of the games, so I'm excited to find out exactly what went down. Blackburn LE, when this map was first added in the map pool, was considered to be, yeah, pretty heavily in favor of Terran, but over the last couple of weeks and maybe like the last month or two, Zerg players really have started playing this map a little bit more regularly, and it seems to be ever so slightly more popular. Now, would you look at that? Okay. Terran has decided to go for a double Reaper opener, which is very uncommon. And at the same time, he's already building a bunker over at the third base of the Zerg. HeroMarine is trying to outsmart Elazer at this point in time. The problem is that a gold base has already been acquired by Elazer, and I do not think that HeroMarine saw the drone heading on over in that direction, which is kind of funny. There are definitely a lot of two-base Zerg openers as well. Yeah, second command center starts up right now instead of the main base here. So HeroMarine, this could actually be a little bit awkward. So there's a lot of nice grenades. There's a lot of two-base openers that Zerg used to go for, right? And most of them ended up being something along the lines of like two-base Mutas, two-base Spire, right? Now, oftentimes Terran loses a bunch of SCVs against that sort of thing, but it turns out if you go for a quick third command center, usually you're fine because you can replenish them really easily, and obviously you have the power of those mules as well. Did he see? He still did not see. So HeroMarine is now going for a quick third CC. Not knowing, I mean, it's not like third CC or a third CC right here is bad against, you know, non-two-base Zerg openers, but yeah, not realizing exactly what the full story of this Zerg opener is. Roachwarn comes up. Gas Geyser, second gas that is, also now comes up too. Would love to see HeroMarine trying to get a scout off on the main base, or just send a drone, or I guess one of those Reapers in that direction. He doesn't have drones, but I'm not saying these guys are mindless, okay? There's, I guess, humans inside of those Reaper suits. He's gonna try and jump into the main base. Slowing zone, though. Really does not make it easy. No, he decides to run away right away, knowing very well at what point that metabolic boost upgrade should finish. Okay, so at this point, HeroMarine is still in the blind. Did the Queens... Does he know that there's a bunker there? This is awkward, actually. Both of them are trying to outsmart each other, but neither of them seems to realize what's going on, and I'm thinking Elazer just comes out of that slightly ahead. Well, Brenda over here is going to spoil the surprise. Because at this point, HeroMarine indeed has seen the edge of creep. And obviously the direction at what, or in which these queens were wandering. You can indeed harass this golden base from the back. So, Hellions and 2 Reapers are going to make their way over there. Good control so far by Elazer. Once again, HeroMarine trying to be smart here, but he does now not notice that there's a massive Zerg army moving through the center of the map. Gabe. Gabe is trying to play with 200 IQ. You know, he's going massive wrinkly brain at this point, but in reality, he's blindsided by the most obvious one, going for the gold base there, and then also obviously just a big push to the center. So at this point, he'll notice that there's a lot of units inside of his natural expansion. Let's see how he can respond. Rows of balls are going down over here. There's one siege tank over on the high ground. There's a big switcheroo happening here as well. Oh god, those are missed. So that's gonna not be great, although a lot of Marines ended up getting surrounded there. Siege tank will still get killed. Okay. How many workers can Elazer get? Keep in mind, there is that third command center. Actually, against roach-based pushes, I like 3cc openers quite a bit as well. Because once again, I mean, 8 SCVs is not enough to actually justify this push, I don't think. Although he's killing a lot of the infrastructure over here on the low ground too. There's even a little supply depot right here with a hat. That one will count double. Okay, good control right there by HeroMarine. Stimpak is finishing up. There it is. So at least that won't be denied. Another siege tank is out right now. Heavy amount of drones here on the production tab though for a little while already. These Hellions apparently have been trying their best. They got 1 worker kill combined. It's not gonna happen. Alright. Interesting first game here. Yeah, 11 more drones coming up. The most common transition for Zerg from this particular position is 1-1 and roach speed and 66 workers. So he's actually taking the base in the top left rather than the one over... Okay, he's taking that one too. Matter of fact, full of Marines is now unloading inside of the main base. But most commonly, we see Zerg players basically going for like a 1-1 roach speed timing attack after this. Gabe obviously knows this though. I like this little move here. Roaches and Ravagers are pretty slow. Stimpak is pretty good as well. Okay, he drops a Marine right there and kills Brenda. Good moves right here by the German Terran player. Or the German Terran player, sorry. You're just styling on these Zerglings right now? I don't mind. Okay, now the roaches have arrived. Lara's done though, and roach speed is coming up. Hellions over here. Oh my god. Really? Well, those Hellions are seeing fire in their reverse mirror right now. I don't know if it matters though, because there's nothing on the top of that high ground. The hero Zergling here will go down, but not without, you know, being responsible for 2 of those Hellion kills. The reverse mirror? What do you call it? A rear view mirror. There it is. English. Hard language. What do you call it in Dutch? Sometimes I say... Oh, it's achteruitkijkspiegel. There you go. There's your Dutch word for the day. Sometimes I say words in English that make no sense, and I'm trying to think of the Dutch version, and I can't even come up with that either. So it's not really so much a... I guess a non-native English speaker problem. It's just a loco problem. If I can't come up with the Dutch word either, it's, yeah, it's kind of dumb. Alright. Third CC. Can't land on a Zergling because the Zergling is far too cute. And the command center pilot just can't, you know... Can't do that. I mean, he may be of the Terran, but he does have a heart, okay. Landing on top of one of those Zerg puppies, that'd be terrible. Roaches inside of the main base, though, should have an easy time clearing up those Marines. But, he's actually up to 81. Okay, so, interesting. Most of the time, like I said, this is kind of cool. I feel like maybe a Raynor or a Lambo or a Serral would probably go for a push off of 60-something workers. Elazer is going for what seems to be a push right now, but he's going 2-2. Hive as well as a Hydra then as a follow-up, and then he already made 80 workers. I feel like he can just go win right now, though, can't he? Yeah, okay. I was gonna say, I think just going for 3-base saturation and a lot of Roach Ravagers is a strong follow-up, because, well, you can see right here, Elazer could have had like another 10 Roaches out. Instead, he just, yeah, he just kills his opponent with less. Okay, so here we go. Game 2 is on a Lightshade. Now, I can almost guarantee you that map number 1 was the map pick for HeroMarine. Map number 2 is then going to be Elazer's. Lightshade is a pretty good Zerg map. I actually don't know. Let me have a look. Lightshade, Liquipedia. They keep track of all of the pro games that are being played on this map. So for this particular matchup, okay, Zerg has a 50.6% win rate at the professional level. That's off of a sample size of 712 professional games. So yeah, it's pretty much 50-50, I would say. I actually thought it would be slightly more in favor of the Zerg. For Blackburn LE, okay, so for Blackburn, 121 games have been played at the professional level, and 47.9% of them went in favor of Terran? Wait, what? Really? Interesting. So there have actually now been more Zerg wins on Blackburn than Terran wins. I swear it was more like 2/3 in favor of Terran initially. Huh. Interesting. Yeah, so I think initially when the map was first added, so not this one, but the previous map that we just saw, a lot of Zerg players tried playing Mutaling Bane and just Ling Bane-based armies in general, but every single game of ZVT that I've seen recently is all Roach Ravager-based. And apparently, yeah, it's working out quite well for the Zergs. Very interesting. Anyways, let's find out what goes down right here on Lightshade. Generally speaking, this is the macro map for the Zergs. It's relatively easy to take. This is your 3rd base, for example. This is your 4th base. This is your... Oh. What's up? It's my internet. We wait. Looks okay right now. Go, go. Oh, okay. So HeroMarine may very well have some lag issues, which is the worst. Anyways, usually Zerg players don't play too aggressively on this map if they don't open up with something very aggressively right from the get-go. Terran's on the other end. I mean, there's a lot of multi-pronged harassment that you can go for here. He's already gone double gases here, so we'll see exactly what he goes for over the course of the next couple of minutes. Yeah, lag really is the worst, though. I mean, there's gonna be some players that don't really mind lag, but the vast majority of us gamers don't really appreciate that all too often. Personally, I mean, I don't really get tilted very easily in games. I mean, I say that. I'm currently posting my Dark Souls 2 playthrough to my 2nd YouTube channel. That's youtube.com/morelowko. Links down below as well for those of you wondering. But there are some moments where I got very frustrated in that game. In general, though, I like to think of myself as someone who doesn't really get too frustrated too often, okay? Like, I get frustrated from time to time. I mean, for example, in Dark Souls 2. But in general, I'm not really too tiltable, I guess. Anyways, generally speaking, though, what does frustrate me is lag. And knock on wood, this is the ultimate gamer flex, okay? I'm actually, like, tapping my table. I haven't had any lag or any internet issues in quite some time. I gotta whisper that so my ISP doesn't hear. Thank you, ISP. I love you, man. I mean, I paid them good money every month for what it's worth, but you'd expect the services to just work, right? And so far, that's been the case for me, but, like, I'd like it to remain that way. But I remember, oh my god, back when I used to live at my parents' place, it was painful, man. Sometimes the internet would just not work magically, and it sucked. Hated it when that happened. It's gonna be a Cloak Banshee opener. Before this video turns into a therapy session where I talk to myself about my problems. I have lots of problems. Internet issues. My hands do not fit properly inside of a Pringles jar. It's from Bone Burnham. Highly recommend you check out the show, by the way. Anyway. 3rd CC once again comes up as well, though. So it's a quick 3rd Command Center opener here from Mr. HeroMarine. He's got himself a bio transition coming up, but he's definitely looking to go for some double-pronged harass. So he's got a couple of Hellions at the front. He's gonna go for a Banshee, and once again, a Link slicks in? Sure. It sneaks in, and it scouts exactly what's going on right now. Yeah, which is exactly what Zerg players want, right? So oftentimes Terrans can follow this sort of shenanigans up with like siege tank pushes on the high ground. So Elazer's focus will probably be on trying to get creep up there as fast as possible and maybe even knock down the rocks when it's all a little bit further out. But so far, this is looking, yeah, this is looking pretty standard. Extra gases are coming up. Lair is being built. Spore crawlers are coming up as well. Elazer is, yeah, looking prepared for the harassment that HeroMarine has got coming for him. Is he saving up the Banshee? Oh, he is. 1-1 is coming up for Terran too. I actually like this build quite a lot. So you can go for Hellions and obviously then also those Banshees. The 3rd Command Center on the low ground though is, yeah, basically gonna be free, right? It's not gonna be hard for Zerg to actually dedicate Zerglings towards the other side of the map unless they commit to a lot of them. That being said, I mean, if I'm being critical here, Maybe it's because of the internet issues that apparently HeroMarine was having here at the beginning of the game, but the creep spread really is looking far better than it should at this stage in the game. Maybe he can force a council on the 4th here. Okay, fair. Spire, by the way, coming up, so Mutiling Bane. Feels like actually it's been a while since I've seen Mutiling Bane. I mean, not a while, but... Can he get another cancel? I think he will. Yep. Nicely done right there by HeroMarine. But does that really justify this opener? I would love to see the creep moving here further and further forward. Already, though, this base is going to be, yeah, coming up. We have the Baneling speed. A little bit sooner as well than you would normally see it, actually, with a Spire opener. Most of the time, it seems... Well, actually, I don't know exactly how he got here. But most of the time, it seems that Zerg players want to get, like, one big flock of mutas out before they start up the Baneling speed. Obviously, delaying it for too much is also not good, but... Either way, how prepared is HeroMarine going to be? He hasn't seen the Spire, but obviously he's already making an army based around Marines and apparently also Widow Mines, which is not a bad idea. Those are 2 units that you really would like to have against that sort of thing. Does he have no siege tanks at all? No, he decided to forgo all siege tanks. There's actually also only 2 Widow Mines here. So maybe he can get something done with this army. Here's 9 mutas coming up. A lot of Zerglings are being built as well. He's already onto the creep though, and Baneling speed is... Well, still like a half minute or so from finishing. Yeah, that Baneling speed upgrade is super important. I wasn't really paying a very close attention right there to exactly what Elazer was doing in the early game, but for some reason... Okay. Normally it seems that you have either mutas out or Baneling speed by the time that this little attack hits. But maybe he was doing something a little bit funky. Either way, doesn't matter. Baneling speed is done right now. Mutas are out. But this is still going to be HeroMarine going for his beloved parade pushing, right? Like, he's a big fan of just rallying units across the map and then even stimming the reinforcements right now, trying to get across. He actually gets on top of where the Banelings are being morphed as well, and this is unfortunate right now for the Zerg player, although that one Widow Mine is very unfortunate right there for Gabe, because he ended up losing a couple of his own Marines because of it. HeroMarine is very good at these parade pushes, where basically you just constantly send units across the map and you just keep piling on the pressure, not allowing the Zerg any breathing room here. A couple of mutas have already gone down. Banelings are not coming up here either, and I think that this is actually now... Elazer crumbling under the pressure, isn't he? Like, losing that many mutas here at the beginning is really not what you're looking for at all. Maybe Elazer can clean this up. Yeah, but he just decides to tap out. Okay. Interesting game number 1 and 2 so far. Okay, just because I'm curious, the lair is done at this point. Spire is already coming up for a little while here. Baneling Nest just finishes. And I think either you save up gas to try and make a lot of mutas all at once, or you instantly start up the Baneling speed upgrade. Yeah, so there's like a good delay right here of... Well, I don't know how long. I'm going to speed up the replay a little bit. Yeah, that's... 6 minutes and 8 seconds. Is when the Baneling speed finally starts up, and the Baneling Nest itself finishes at like 5:45. So, he's got the money for it right now as well. So I think, well, he needs 150 minerals, but I think if he would have started up the Baneling speed right away, that little push with the two Medevacs and couple Widow Mines, I don't think it would have really achieved that much. Okay, so map 3 is gonna be Oxide. Generally speaking, once again, a Roach Ravager-based map. I'm actually quite surprised. In 2021 so far, it seems that Roach Ravager really has made a bit of a comeback. I'm not entirely sure as to exactly why that is. It's probably to do primarily with the map design. So the current maps were made in early 2020, which is when Zerg was probably a little bit too powerful. Or not probably. Zerg was a little bit too powerful in early 2020. Since then, though, there have been a couple of balance patches, and, I mean, the maps were also produced back then in a way that, you know, wasn't as Zerg-friendly. And it seems to me that pretty much all of the maps that are considered to be not that Zerg-friendly, like Beckett Industries, Blackburn, Oxide, those sort of maps with lots of choke points and just difficult to acquire expansion paths and whatnot. On those maps, Zerg players seem to be playing a little bit more Roach Ravager-based. That being said, I haven't really seen... Well, I'm trying to think. Have I seen any laser games on this particular map? I'm not sure. Of ZVT, that is? I probably have, but none actually come to mind right now. So let's find out exactly what he plays. Maybe he, I don't know, maybe he's got a different opinion. We'll find out together. As far as Terran goes, though, generally speaking, they will still go for that bio opener. I mean, you can definitely play mech if you want to, especially on a map like Romanticide, where it's easy to take a third base. Mech is playable, but it's actually a little bit disappointing to me. Sadly, we don't really see that much mech right now. And I say that as a fan of StarCraft, not so much as a fan of playing against mech. I feel, personally, I feel really comfortable playing against bio Terran, but playing against mech is an entirely different story. There's, yeah, quite a lot of potential, though, when it comes to mech. I see it every once in a while on the ladder, where players pull it off, but at the professional level, I don't even... Well, I know that Maru has been playing a little bit of mech, and obviously we've seen it every once in a while as well recently on the channel, but yeah, mech in general is still by far the least played unit composition, or the least played unit composition for Terran. But maybe HeroMarine is going to show us something else. I mean, if he knows, which he does, that Roach Ravager is really popular, maybe he's like, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and play a little bit of mech. That would be fun. I mean, it's not like Roach Ravager's bad against mech, though. So maybe that doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. Because I think at that point, Elazer is going to be pretty happy with the situation. Or he could add on, you know, Swarm Hosts or... you know, quick Vipers or something else into the mix to make dealing with that mech army a little bit easier. Actually, yeah, no, never mind. In my mind, mech is always pretty good against those Roach Ravager-based pushes at the very least, which is the most common follow-up that we see with those Roach Ravager openers. Once again, though, Gabe going for a very quick third command center. Apparently, this is his bread and butter. For the longest time, we saw Terran players going depot into command center and then obviously into a factory and a starport and then eventually a third command center. These days, it seems that a lot of the Terran players are very comfortable playing, you know, the whole early game pretty much the same, but rather than going for the starport before the third base, they go for the third base before the starport. This is probably like a good minute and a half or so quicker than you would with the late third CC opener. It is technically a little bit riskier. But, yeah, especially if you follow it up with a Banshee, which I hope HeroMarine is going to do here, which I think he's going to do. Yep. It's actually relatively safe. Most of the time, if Zerg wants to go for an early game Roach push, they will hit right around the 5-minute mark. So they will go for like a 3.5-minute Roach Warren, or they hide it over in the main base. And by the time they get across the map, there's going to be a Banshee out, even with the third CC opener this quickly. So I like the... I like this opener quite a lot, especially with the Banshee follow-up, just because it seems safe overall. Not really a whole lot of gambles for the Terran player to make. That being said, obviously, it does not really allow him to put on a whole lot of pressure. And it's going to allow Elazer to do whatever he pleases. Yeah, Cloak is also, once again, back. I haven't really... I've seen a lot of games recently where Cloak is once again the preferred opener for Terran, but for a while it was just, yeah. It's like a fashion accessory, you know? Like sunglasses come back again, at the very least in the Netherlands, when the weather's looking a little bit nicer, and maybe in like the midst of winter as well when you're driving, but yeah, apparently this is also bound by seasons or something. I'm not entirely sure. For some reason, once again, Cloak is, yeah, very, very popular. Wait, whoa, whoa, whoa! I swear I haven't seen these games. Second Factory is coming up. Armory is coming up. Dude, I am so smart. Wait, okay. So, dude, I'm predicting the future here. I should go out and buy a lottery ticket after this cast. No, all jokes aside, so it's Roach Ravager here for the Zerg, it seems. Double Evo Chambers coming up. Whereas Terran... Wait, whoa. What? Is he anticipating an Overlord Scout? Is that what's going on right now? Why would you go double fact... Is he gonna go Blue Flame? Okay, never mind, guys. I'm not that smart. Bit of an idiot after all. So he is going double factory as a follow-up, but it's gonna be a Hellbat push! Oh, nice split right there by Elazer. What is he using that second factory for this early, though? I'm not sure. Well, actually, let's look at this first, okay? So there are quite a lot of queens out. Good transfuses here as well. Nice splits by Elazer. A couple of roaches are coming up, so eventually this is all going to be cleaned up. Banshee's being targeted down as well, and a lot of those Terran units are just going down for free, it seems. I mean, losing a couple queens. Not to say that Brenda's life isn't valued, but... So, oh, okay, so it is double NG Bay, but before he even added on a second and a third barracks, he already went for the second factory just to get the drilling upgrade. Oh, okay. So I've seen this before where you go for like a medevac drop as a really quick follow-up as well. Interesting start right here from HeroMarine. Oh my god. Elazer, this is not a Terran for... Or, sorry, a Protoss versus Zerg. He's bringing the queens. Brenda, Karen, Margaret, there they go. The whole knitting crew is off their hatcheries. They're ready to do some harassment over here. I mean, one Banshee could hurt a little bit, but that's why the queens are here, obviously. There's no way he's going to be able to push up the ramp, though, but just, I guess, delaying this ever so slightly is not bad. He's making a lot more roaches, though, so maybe he's thinking, yes way, Lowko. You're saying no way? Yes way. 1-1 is coming up. Roach speed is going to finish up as well pretty soon. So, he got the Drilling Claws upgrade, but no Widow Mines. And he's now making siege tanks 2 at a time. I think that's the response to seeing what the Zerg player is going for right here, but this is a wild start. Makes very little sense when you think about it, right? But, guess that's the problem with a strategy game. Brenda! Save me! Okay, good. That was the Ravager shouting at, by the way, not me. So I thought I was being really smart when I saw the double factory going down after saying I would like to see more mech, but... Oops, supply depot head again. Yeah, HeroMarine's making a couple of sloppy errors here and there. Like, even in game number 2, even though he ended up winning it, it felt like he was a little bit out of it. Maybe that's because of that internet problem, right, that he mentioned. Because the creep spread denial was just not as on point as I feel like we've seen him do. Already a couple of those. So for those of you wondering, by the way, in case you're unfamiliar, you have an ability on the orbital command that you can use instead of a scan or a mule, which basically allows you to call supply, and you call it right on top of an already existing supply depot. And it basically makes the depot count double. So it's, yeah, it's a way of getting easy supply. I don't know why that's in the game, by the way. Like, Zergs and Protosses do not have an option like that. When they hit supply blocks, they have to. But Terran, you know, I guess they need their handheld or something. It's a joke, guys. It's a joke. I still don't know why it's in the game, though. Anyways. It was there in Wings of Liberty, and yeah, it's always been there. Now, I guess supply blocks do hurt the Terran quite a bit more than it hurts the Zerg at the very least. It hurts the Protoss quite a lot as well, though I guess the warp-in mechanic kind of negates a little bit of it. Banshee almost gets killed there. Got repaired back up to full. +2/+2 is coming up. Okay. So HeroMarine is just gonna turtle up right now. I am seeing 7 siege tanks in a line. Nope. You don't want to do that, Elazer. I'm just saying. I'm going through that little choke point. Maybe to land a couple of biles, fine, but... This move is nice, though, by HeroMarine. Good job. Zerg's not really going for a follow-up either. That is based around Roaches and Ravagers. They're already going into the Lurker Den right now, as well as the Hive. Okay. Where'd those drones go? I have no idea. Guess most of the drones are over there. Couple of roaches apparently trying to sneak behind the mineral line of the 3rd base. Kill on the 4th, apparently. Or I guess the... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5... 6th! Kill on the 6th, apparently. Normally this is taken as the 4th, but... not this time around. Planetary Fortress being acquired over here. Which makes sense. Ghosts are coming up. Ranged upgrade for the Lurkers is coming up, as well as Vipers. Okay. So we do have a full late game transition right now from Elazer. Using the Roaches and Ravagers as a stepping stone. Terran now doing the same thing, though. He's got himself 2-2 coming up, right? So that 2-2 is going to finish up very soon. I hope he decides to go straight into 3-3 as well. There's no way, Mr. Elazer. Okay, here's the interception. Beautiful moves right there by HeroMarine. Waiting until the last possible moment. Dodging those corrosive biles. Killing a ton of roaches and ravagers. Although, Elazer is running pretty quickly. Replacing the lost supply right now with hydras instead. Lurkers as well. Ghosts are going to be absolutely critical. So ghosts, real quick. They have an ability called steady targeting. Oftentimes referred to as ghost snipe because they changed the name of it at some point. I think they changed the ability entirely. But basically, what they can do is that they can use that ability. It's this one over here in the bottom right. They can click it on a lurker. And if it channels successfully, I think it's, I want to say 1.5 second, but I may be off. If it finishes channeling successfully, it will deal a lot of damage. However, if the ghost takes any damage whatsoever... Is he killing his own marines right now to make more ghosts? He is. Ouch. If the ghost takes any damage while the snipe ability is channeling, it will be cancelled. And I think that's a small detail that's quite important. So bottom right hand corner base, by the way, is not being acquired, but the top left hand base has already been taken by the Zerg. This is supposed to be the Terran's base. Double spire coming up as well. Okay. Side by side. That's beautiful. HeroMarine at this point. Okay, well, he sees the creep, so maybe he knows that there's something not quite right. He's doing a little bit of spring cleaning right over here at the front as well. Although, isn't it summer? Wait. It's the 21st of June. Right? The day that this video is going up. I mean, I'm recording this today. as every day, I guess. Every time I record. No, but I'm recording this on the day that the video goes up as well. If everything goes according to plan anyway. Sometimes YouTube's processing kind of messes me over and I have to post it tomorrow. Either way, I was saying spring cleaning, but I'm pretty sure it's considered to be summer now, right? The summer solstice and all that? Anyways. Can that siege tank hit from there? Nah. I was gonna say, that's way too far. Okay, here's the snipes. This is what I'm talking about. Ooh. Ghosts are expensive units, by the way. Zerg players seem to think that ghosts basically are free. They're like slightly more expensive marines. Not quite true. Ghosts are way more pricey than marines. They also are way more beefy for what it's worth. They don't even have combat shields. They're not even remotely as cool. Okay. So we're getting to a point where both players are trying to take as many bases as possible. Roaches are being YOLO'd in right now as well. This is on purpose. They just try to take out whatever they can before being replaced by higher tier units. So there's only one roach remaining at this point. It's just going to be Hydra Lurker Viper, I guess? Does he have any... Whoa. He's got no... Okay, he's finally making some more Hydras. But he's basically all Lurker Viper. Dude, this is very, very Lurker heavy. Huh. Guess it's going to be nearly impossible, though, for HeroMarine to really push into this. EMP is another important ability for those ghosts. Yep, that's it right there. So EMP removes energy out of units that are affected by it. Which is huge. Just removing the energy out of a unit can be super helpful. There's also Spore Crawlers right now at the front. This kind of reminds me of the way that a lot of Zerg players like to play against Skytals, but... 3-3 is finishing up, though, for HeroMarine. It's going to make all of those units more powerful. Spells, by the way, are not affected by those upgrades. Which is, worth noting, I guess. The ghosts do get more powerful with their basic attacks, but they don't benefit from the upgrades as much as, for example, a Marine. Vipers, of course, have an ability to abduct, as well as Blinding Cloud, as well as Parasitic Bomb. Parasitic Bomb is an AoE attack for air units, so Zerg might be able to use it on the Medivacs. Abduct, though, is the one that we'll probably see most of the time, where you basically see the little yoink, where the units are being yoinked into the range, usually, of the Lurkers. So, abduct on an air unit or on any of these units, and then, you know, you allow the Lurkers to kill you a little bit, or you allow the Lurkers, rather, to kill a little bit easier. And then Blinding Cloud. It's a cloud that you throw up and it blinds. Kind of had it in the name. So the top left-hand base has been acquired by the Zerg for a while, but it doesn't seem to me that Elazer is actually planning on really mining from it. This is going to be interesting, though, because it seems like we have some late game... Ooh, okay. I feel like it's been ages since I've seen a nuke in a pro game. I mean, I cast a lot of StarCraft, okay? Ages is relevant. Or is relative, rather. It's probably been a couple of weeks at the very least. Okay, that's a lot. Medevacs are moving out over here as well. I think in a split map scenario, Zerg is probably not going to be too happy. So if Elazer can prevent the top left base from going up, I think he's probably going to be slightly more content. That being said, I feel like this is a base, though, that the Terran player is going to be able to acquire eventually. 12 Brute Lords? Ooh, the sudden Brute Lord transition? Snipe is really good against Brute Lords, by the way, so I'm not 100% sure about this. But the way that Elazer plays, it seems like he's got very logical steps in his plan. So he's going Brute Lords right now into Infestors. Like, it's like he's climbing a stairs, you know? Like, he knows what he's looking for and what he needs to do. Ghosts are really the ultimate Zerg late game counter, because their snipes are great against Ultras, against Brute Lords, against Lurkers, right? Which are like the 3 main units. And their EMP is great against, you know, Infestors and Vipers, and I guess Queens as well if Zerg decides to get aggressive. Anyways, there it is. Tactical nuke. Numero uno. Flying across the map. At the same time, there is a little bit of a skirmish happening here. Is Elazer gonna pay attention to this? Don't do it, Infestor. Okay. Problem is, though, 12 drones. It's whatever. Elazer will shrug and think, okay, I'll you know. I don't know if he needs that many workers at this point anyway. But it's mostly just a distraction, right? So usually, I like these kind of nukes a lot. Especially if it's something that Terran can... well, he's killing his own SCVs. Okay. Especially if Terran can, like, leverage it into, like, securing the planetary over here. Because Zerg is desperately looking around the map trying to find out where that red dot is. And then if Terran in the meantime could also get some work done over there, that would be nice. Anyways, Brute Lords right now get spotted. Vikings are being made right away, and more ghosts. So at this point, there's only 4 Marines remaining and 21 ghosts. Interesting. Nuke number 2. Planetary in the choke point as well, by the way. I actually also like this. Just forcing it to break position. Well, don't walk your own ghost into it. That'd be bad. Yeah, forcing it to, like, break position. And allowing you to, like, you know, stutter step ever so slightly forward. Lurkers here on the left, though. Gonna be a hard time to do, it's gonna be hard for the Terran player rather to deal with. Okay, Lurkers can reach the high ground. So that's not gonna achieve too much. Zerglings are also very powerful at this stage in the game. So that's a couple of siege tanks going down for free. Looks like HeroMarine is doing alright here on the right side of the map, but the left side he's slowly losing. 2 nukes, by the way, available. Would love to see... oh, actually, he did replace the tumors. I was going to say, I would love to see the tumors replaced in that area. I would also like to see the Brute Lords going in over here. Maybe start working on the planetary fortress. Once again, a hatchery is being acquired. There's no way that hatch is going to finish up, though. He decides to float on over an orbital command. That's a big indication that even the HeroMarine is doubtful that he's ever going to make that happen. How many Vikings are out right now? Only 5. So these Brute Lords actually could get quite a lot of work done. So while the Zerg army is engaging over here, right away, a nuke is launched. And it's going to be difficult for Zerg to actually continue fighting here, right? Because he needs to... Oh my god. Look at this bad boy over here. 17 workers. He's like, wait a second. That worked surprisingly well. Let me go for the other expansion a little bit further up as well. It's not going to happen, nobody, this time around, but... That goes definitely worth its weight in gold. Top left-hand corner, still not acquired. Okay, oh, there's a big battle happening, though. A couple of the Terran units do get abducted. There's quite a few ghosts available. Fungal growth, though, also not to be underestimated. There's a huge fungal growth. I don't really see a whole lot of lurkers here anymore. There's 8 lurkers available somewhere. I guess the majority of them are, yeah, all the way back home. Those snipes do not mess around. Queen's trying to help out as well. Fungal growth right there also slowing down the retreat and I guess preventing a lot of those ghosts from using that spell there in the first place. Yeah, the transfusions of the Queens here are actually super helpful. The Oh my god, the ghosts were trying their very best to use their ability there, and it got off a couple of times, but since the snipes do not insta-kill a Brood Lord, the queens could actually transfuse it back up to full health. At this point, Elazer seems to be breaking through this position. A couple of lurkers have come from the other side of the map and apparently are now going to be able to burrow over at this low ground expansion of the Terran. And once this base is cut off, I've got a feeling the base on the right will also fall. Whoa, okay. So, Infestors, Queens, and then Brood Lords. How many Broods are we talking? I think he only lost like 2. No, he lost like 8. Okay. He made quite a few more, I guess, than I realized. I thought I saw him making 12 at some point, but he must have added on more in between when I didn't see. Either way. The Queens, once again, man. Brenda, Karen, Margaret, Lily, Susan, whatever other boomer names we have. It kind of started as a joke a couple of years ago to see the Queens ever moving off creep and stuff, but like, they really have become the quintessential Zerg unit. There's really not much more to say. They seem to be absolutely pivotal in this late game Zerg army. Huh. Interesting. Yeah, he's going more broods. So once again, right, the steady targeting ability, it gets cancelled when the ghosts take damage. So, like, I guess that's where the fungal comes in, right? If you can, like, get the fungal growth in. I guess what you want to do, though, as a Terran player, and this is going to be crazy, okay, to any Terran player watching. Here's what you want to do as a Terran player, right? You want to split up your ghosts and not have them all clumped up together like that. That's crazy, I know. Terrans have said the same thing about Infestors for a long time, which is why that's funny. Terran's world is like, oh, well, just split up the Vipers and the Infestors. That way you can't get EMP'd. Not so funny now, is it, huh, Terran players? Just split up your ghosts so you don't get fungled. Easy. Well, here's one fungal coming up. Or, sorry, one EMP. Never mind. I thought it was going to be an EMP coming up. Zerg is now completely overwhelming this. So, 18 Brood Lords deal a ton of damage. Here's Jimmy and the crew apparently as a hit squad meant to go to the other side of the map. Are we gonna once again go back to like Baneling-based armies going up against Marines? Oh god, those spines of the lurkers dealt so much damage there. Vikings are being picked up as they come out of the starports. Elazer is overwhelming the main base of the Terran player right now. And as you guys know, oh my god! It's the soft underbelly of the Terran! I haven't said those words in a long time. Oh god, siege tank right over there also picking up a couple of kills. Okay, well now the broods may be a little bit overextended. But I'm looking at the bank. And Elazer can do whatever he likes. Like, Elazer's credit score is so good right now. He can get loans 0%. Like, there's literally no advantage right now for the banks to give him a loan, and they still do it. Just for the relationship, you know? He's a wealthy man. GG. Okay, so, next up, we find ourselves on 2,000 atmospheres. Nice little macro map. I'm assuming it's relatively balanced, although let me have a quick little look. Oh, actually, so it's 56.4% in favor of Terran. I actually expected it to be a little bit more, yeah, a little bit closer to one another. But anyways, it doesn't really matter all too much. I'm assuming that is mostly because of like siege tank pushes. So there are some pushes that you can do over here in this direction, for example, as a Terran. So siege tanks over there, siege tanks over there. It's quite difficult to set up surrounds in this area, and if you can cut off this base, usually you can create a bit of a chokehold right here on the Zerg. Similar options on the other side as well. That being said, I wouldn't be surprised at all, even though apparently so far this map is 56% in favor of Terran, that it is going to stabilize a little bit more as well over the next couple of months, just because, I mean, all of those pushes do have an answer, you know? It's just a matter of practice and a matter of, yeah, learning how to deal with it well. Match point, by the way, here for Elazer, which is quite exciting. HeroMarine needs to win 2 more maps if he wants to win this particular Grand Finals of the ESL Open Cup. Curious to see where this one will go. My perspective is still all messed up. It still feels to me that this thing is on the same level almost as that. I mean, this might be slightly higher, but when you zoom in, you realize that it's like... I don't know why. Maybe it's like the water here as well or something? I guess the water should... I've had a lot of people actually say the same thing, though. That, like, if you look at this right now, doesn't it feel like all of this is, like, close to the same level? When you zoom in, though, you realize that this is quite a bit higher up. I'm really not sure. There's something wrong. Anyways, for Zerg players wondering, yes, that is an Overlord pillar. That is a location where an Overlord can safely hang out. 6 Zerglings. Huh. This is gonna be very nerdy, okay, but... I do think this is cool. When you cast multiple players, seeing small details that they do slightly differently. Most Zerg players would go for 4 Zerglings to deal with this kind of Reaper shenanigans, but apparently Elazer's like, nah, I'll make 6. Even if it was a misplay, it is fun to see small differences like that. Maybe he's got a reason why he wants these. Oh, double inject as well. Actually, no. Queen in the main base. Oh, okay. So, another very small detail. Most of the time, we see inject in the main base, queen in the natural, going for the creep tumor, right? However, Terran players at this level have gotten very good at denying that very first creep tumor. So usually it's super far delayed, right? So Zerg players can't really pull it off right away. In this particular case, he insta-injected, I guess, the hatchery on the low ground and walked the queen in the main base instead towards the low ground, allowing 2 queens to shoot at that Reaper and then, you know, creating an opportunity for the tumor to be spread. Heh. Good old creep tumors, getting some worth in. Nice. Classical opener this time around here from HeroMarine. 1-1-1. This is what I was talking about earlier. This can be spotted quite easily as well by the Zerg, just by seeing the little supply depot at the front. Usually that's an indication that this is not going to be that quick third base from the Terran. Instead, it's going to be a focus on the more conventional way of opening. Although, I say more conventional. This is, I guess, the bread and butter for Terrans for a long time, and I don't think this build will ever go away. Assuming the meta, you know, and the balance doesn't shift very significantly. But, yeah. There's the series, there's the CC. So 4 minutes and 10-ish seconds right there on that command center. Not bad. Stimpak comes up. We have that Liberator going across the map together with a couple of Hellions. And this is now going to be the moment at which Terran is going to transition towards a couple additional barracks as well. So barracks 2 and 3 are coming up. Usually we see 4 and 5 a little bit later. 6, 7, and 8 a little bit after that. One thing we haven't seen too often recently is Terran players actually just going all out on 3cc. It seems that, like, that was popular for a while, where Terrans were just going, like, 3cc, loads of units, not going for a 4th command center. These days, it seems like going for the 4cc is one of the priorities that they really do have. I actually think if you're a ladder hero, going for the triple CC variant and just, yeah, focusing on that instead is not a bad idea. I mean, you can definitely go for the 4cc option as well, but I think most people below this level can probably win if they play really well in the mid game rather than in the late game. Okay, there's the double Evo. So no Spire this time. Bailing speed right away, please. Please, please, please. There it is. That's what we saw going wrong on Lightshade, where the upgrade did not start as soon as the lair was done. Okay. Don't know what happened to this Overlord. It's lost. And it's gonna die. Poor Ovi. Terran ever so slightly ahead when it comes to the 1-1 upgrades. This is nice. Especially because Terran... Did I once again see a depot with a hat? Yeah, there it is. Ay, 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 ay. Terran obviously can go straight into 2-2 and 3-3 as soon as they make an armory. Which is nice. Zerg will need a hive and all that for that as well, so... I do think HeroMarine can leverage that upgrade advantage. But this is a little siege tank push that does make this map quite hard to play for Zerg. Creep spread is not that far out. Baneling speed is going to finish up over the course of the next few seconds. Imagine if once again that one was 20 seconds late here. It'd be a small error, but it would hurt quite a lot. Love as well that the Hellions are now actually in the back. Okay, he's going to try and dive on top of the siege tanks right now with the Lings. Good job though by HeroMarine. He decided to load up all of those Marines instead of a medevac and actually... Can I go back? Hold up, what happened here? Ah. So while that fight was happening over at the third base... That's a painful one. Yeah, so not only does he clean up the majority of this aggression here... I mean, there's still some Marines left over, and he's going to need some more army to deal with this. I think he's got enough, yeah. Queen's available, Lynx and Banes are going to be available as well. Elazer, while he cleaned this up, also managed to deal some counterattack aggression. All this time, HeroMarine has been 2 upgrades up, but he didn't start up 2-2 yet. Does he not have an armory? Oh, come on. This almost feels like an all-in right now, right? Without an armory, he's not going to be able to go into 2-2. Instead, he's going to try and see if he can end the game right here, I guess. Here's not a Baneling roll by into that third base. Elazer looking solid so far. Ay, 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 ay. 15 more workers end up going down. There's the armory. In this series, HeroMarine is not as crisp as I've seen him play over the course of like the last couple of months. He's looked stronger than ever. But in this series, there are some uncharacteristic mistakes. Don't get me wrong. Elazer is playing extremely well. But yeah, I mean, forgetting the armory, and I've seen like 7 supply depots with hats, right? It's just not what you're looking for at this level of play, and it's not really something that should happen at this level of play either, because you get punished for it. What does Zerg have to do right now? Well, there's a couple of things he can do. He can just play this out as normal, or he can just flood the map with more stuff. He's at 73 workers right now, Terran at 46. Yeah, the margin for error, like the higher you climb in StarCraft, the smaller it gets, right? Even though Terran had an upgrade advantage earlier, right now Zerg is going to be the one with that slight upgrade advantage. He doesn't have a hive or anything coming, but he's just going Ling Bane. Okay. Liberators are getting some work done, though. 2 Liberators actually getting quite a lot of work done. That being said, I think the real problem is over here. Once again, units are streaming into the natural of the Terran player. A lot of SCVs are battered and bruised, and more of them will end up going down. And even though the Liberators live for now, a lot of them have taken... Well, both of them, I guess, have taken a lot of damage. Now, the Zerglings on the ramp as well are trying their best to surround those Marines. This is Elazer screaming, "Get out of my game! I want to win this ESL Open Cup." Rightfully so. He's been doing a really good job so far, right? I mean, 23 workers is all that remains right now for the Terran player. Yep. Okay. GG is called right there by HeroMarine. And with that, it is Elazer who wins the ESL Open Cup number 75 Europe. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. If you did, then you would like to see more, make sure you hit that subscribe button. If you made it all the way until this point, please take the 1 second that it takes to hit that like button down below. Just because of that, maybe this video will get picked up by the YouTube algorithm, and that way we can still grow the channel as well as StarCraft in 2021 as well. For now, though, thank you for watching. Have an awesome day. Don't forget to smile. And I'll see you once again in the next one.